we have the TVs on in the background, and Fox 5 was showing Hurricane Irma. It is going to destroy those islands. I heard that the winds were up as high as 180 miles an hour.
Yeah, like 185.
Yeah, it's Category 5 right now.
185.
That donk.
It's a monster.
By the way, that donk, Sir Richard Branson, I guess he owns a bunch of islands down, I think, in the British Virgin Islands. He's riding out the storm on one of the islands that he owns down there.
Oh, really?
What is that maniac doing?
Concrete home.
I'm sure he does, but I believe he said that they were designed to withstand Category 4 hurricanes. This is a Category 5.
He's nuts.
I mean, what are you doing with your life? Your life is bazillion.
Well,
You're a billionaire.
Reed Timmer is going to drive into the hurricane.
Well, he clearly doesn't
Where,
value
though?
his
In
life
Florida?
very much.
I believe so.
All right, by the time it's Florida,
In the Keys, maybe.
it could be a different category level, right?
Could be a 4.
I have friends whose daughter just started their freshman year at the University of Miami, and I don't know if they've been told to evacuate or she's just doing it out of the abundance of caution. But I don't even know if she's been in class, but 2 to 3 days, and they're already abandoned.
Oh yeah,
They're already rolling out.
Yeah, you got to get out.
I don't know if that's what everyone is doing or just what select few. What are they doing for that area, the Coral Gables, sort of Miami area?
I'm not
sure.
sure.
They got to get out of Dodge.
The thing is, like, my family lives in Puerto Rico. I have a lot of, I have 2 uncles that live in Puerto Rico and a lot of family that live in Puerto Rico.
What do they do?
They're used to it. They've been through it all.
Yeah.
They're used to Category 5 hurricanes. I don't think those hit very often.
Well, maybe not Category 5, but they're used to hurricanes. It's just there's a hurricane season, and hurricanes come and go.
I don't know how people do it, man. I don't know. It could just be so stressful.
And there's not as much damage as you would think in those type of places. I mean, the really people that have, like, shacks, okay, those get absolutely destroyed. But, again, most things are in concrete.
Yeah.
Now, if you're telling me a Category 5 is going to rip up a huge concrete home?
Well, it's more dangerous, too,
Well,
if
it
you
could
live, like, on the
flood it.
waterfront, right? Like,
Yeah.
if
It might
you're,
not rip it from its foundation, but it could flood it.
But I do remember my
Then
brother
you're
went to University of Miami, and he always described Hurricane Andrew, which happened while he was there. And he was the president of his fraternity. And he said everybody had to go to kind of the center of the fraternity house, and it just sounded like a war zone for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, that's sick. I believe it or not, I haven't watched much news. I watched maybe a minute yesterday, and they said it was the size of Ohio.
Sounds pretty big.
Yeah.
It seems pretty big to me.
It's
I
pretty
don't know what the
massive.
standard hurricane is, how big.
Yeah, I
that
don't
seems
know.
pretty big.
So
Yeah.
what islands did it pummel yesterday? Because it already crossed some of them. Antigua or one
The
of those?
islands that I've been hearing are really small islands that you don't even hear
is
that
it in
much
the
about. Like,
in the path of Turks and Caicos, where I was a few months
Sounded
ago?
like yes.
And that's a dumpy little island.
Yeah.
That'll just make waste of that. There's nothing there.
like, is there one called Barbuda?
Sure.
I don't know.
Something like that?
I'm guessing it's part of
It's not
Barbados
Bermuda.
or right next to it. I don't know. I've never heard of that place ever.
I think on the path is San, which is beautiful.
Okay.
I visited there. Puerto Rico, and then it's going to head towards
I
Florida.
just don't know how people can live in a tornado alley or a hurricane zones where they just, this is just kind of like, as JP says, I guess if you live there, you're just used to it, kind of a way of life.
It's just the drill.
This is what you fasten your seatbelt
Where else
for
can
every
you
year.
live?
You know
I
that
mean,
you have to go-
I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
people
if you
live in
Port-
California, have earthquakes. People live in the middle of the country.
not
have
like
tornadoes.
this. Not like this. Earthquakes don't seem to happen like with the consistency that hurricanes do. You have to go through about a 6-week period, right?
No, but you know,
I don't even know how long it is.
I know, but do they have wildfires every summer?
That's true.
And it's
I don't know
happening
how they
right
deal
now.
with that.
It's happening right now.
Yeah.
People's homes are just burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, and my aunt lives out in Arizona, and every time you go out there, you just look up, see the smoke billowing from the mountains, and you just see where the fires are.
Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that! The debris fly.
Yeah, so
Please look at that!
The
Someone.
massive eye stared down at the tiny island of Barbuda early this morning,
Yeah.
thrashing it in howling winds before marching along its path on the Caribbean.
Probably got through Barbuda in about a half hour. So
yeah,
small.
it probably wasn't very long. work.
185 mile per hour winds.
But it's not, I mean, again,
It's the second most powerful Atlantic storm ever recorded.
That's double a Strasburg fastball.
Yeah, that's really fast.
imagine trying to hit that. I, again, watched it for 2 minutes. It appeared that you guys would know this better than me. It's not going to go up the coast like Florida, up like to North Carolina, right? It's going to go like towards Texas. Is that-
Well, they don't know
I think
yet.
there are different models.
Depends on what model you look at.
some have it going like straight up, like towards us ish.
Well, yeah, but not. I don't think on the eastern side of Florida. I think it would probably go either straight up the land or just to the west of it, and we'll go that way.
And
Here's my reference point on it. If you have the Buccaneers or the Dolphins defense, you're not starting them this weekend in fantasy because
Well, what I heard this
they're not
morning,
gonna
they're
play.
trying to figure it out that they just might move the game to their bye week.
which means then they'd play 16 straight weeks.
Yeah.
it's fine. They used to do that.
They might have to do it.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they play? I believe Atlanta is at Chicago, so why couldn't they just play
They
in
could
Atlanta?
play it at a neutral site if
Well,
that's what they
probably-
decided.
You know, an owner doesn't want to lose a home game. They got 8 of them
Yeah.
to generate revenue.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Miami could still get the revenue, but
I'd be
At least you
psyched
can
for the
play it.
Redskins to have no bye week. I could wait a week
by the way,
to have
it's-
no bye week.
by the
I
way, the
hate the bye
Redskins
week.
can be a little grateful for this whole arbitration, bizarre nonsense with Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
Because he's going to play this weekend, but if he had served the 6 games, his first game back would have been the Redskins game.
Right.